Hi everyone, and thank you for joining me for this week's Storytime Friends Takeout activity. I am Miss Lisa with the Osceola Library System. Now to follow along at home, you can download the PDF instructions. The link is found in the description below this video. Now this week's theme is autism awareness, and we are going to be making sensory bottles. But these sensory bottles can also double as shaker bottles for music or rhythm. So if you would like to make a sensory bottle, you would use a bigger bottle like this. It's a water bottle that's empty. If you would like to make just a shaker bottle for music or rhythm, you might want to use a smaller bottle that would be better for little hands. Now, the first thing that you want to do is make sure that your water bottle is empty. And you want to make sure that it's dry because we don't want to have any wetness in that bottle when we go to make our sensory bottle. Some of the other supplies you will need are, you will need rice. And if you have a funnel, you'll need a funnel. But be careful, it needs to have a big enough hole in the bottom or the rice will get stuck. You need to have some items for whatever theme you want your sensory bottle to be. So I have some dinosaurs. The only thing you need to make sure is whatever you choose needs to be able to fit through the neck of that bottle. And I have some letters. So if I wanted it to be an alphabet theme, I could do that too. Now, if you don't have a funnel at home to use, let me show you how to make one. All you need to do is take a piece of paper that I folded in half, you could cut it also, and you're going to curve it like a cone. I'm going to curve it like a cone and just continue to roll. Now you want to make sure that the bottom, see my bottom right there? You want to make sure that that hole is a little bit smaller than the neck of that bottle. And I am going to use one piece of tape to hold it in place, and I have my cone. I am going to take the top off my empty and dry water bottle. I'm going to hold my cone inside like this, and I am going to add about 1/3 of the rice. And for this, I'm going to pour the rice into my measuring cup because it will be easier for me to control it. And I'm going to pour a little bit at a time. And then I'm going to take whatever I want and I'm going to put it inside my bottle. So if I could put these dinosaurs in, oh, that one doesn't fit. See what I mean? You want to make sure that they fit inside the top of that bottle. I have some samples to show you later, and we use the Voss water bottles, and they have a nice big top. So what I'll do is I'll throw some of my letters in. There's an E, an H, and a P, and I'll take my letters and I'll put them in here. Now, the reason that we are creating sensory bottles for Autism Awareness Week is because sensory bottles are good to calm down and focus someone if they're having a rough day, or they're upset about something. It will help to calm them down and to focus them. And if children have autism, or even if they don't, even adults can use them. They're great to help with that. So I am now going, you can see I put my letters inside my bottle. I am now going to take my funnel and put the rest of my rice into my bottle on top. Now you can notice my bottle is about 2/3 of the way full, and that's good because then what'll happen is when I shake it and move it, there'll still be movement so I can get to see those items. Now, this is a step for grown-ups. Grown-ups are going to want to secure the top onto this bottle somehow. You could use hot glue, adults, and glue it on, or you could put on the top really, really tight and tape it with like duct tape or some kind of other tape that might be decorative. And always watch your children when they're using this. And then I'm going to shake it around. And as I shake it around, you're going to start to see the letters in there. And the children can use this on their own to calm them down. They can find the letters. Or you can work with them and say, hey, can you find me the letter M? Can you find me the letter W? And what this does is this takes their attention off of whatever is worrying them and focuses them onto the sensory bottle. So that's how we would make our sensory bottle. Nice and easy. Now, if you would prefer just to make a shaker bottle that you could use for music, you could always use your sensory bottle and double it up. Use it as a sensory bottle and a shaker. But I could take one of the smaller bottles, drink my water, dry it out, and do the same thing with that, and I wouldn't have to add anything into it but the rice if I didn't want to. Now, I told you I had different types of sensory bottles for you to see, and I love all of them. Here is another one that I have. This one also has letters in it, you can see, and I put the top on with some decorative duct tape. That is macaroni and cheese. And when I shake it, I can find the letters in there. I also have one that I used oil with a little food coloring, and you can see it has all different shapes in it. I see some music notes, I see some hearts, and you can see I had some glitter in there that was stuck to one side. But when I shake it up, it goes all over the place. And you know, it's neat because this one is so dark, you can't see anything, and you have to wait before you can see some of these things till it settles a little bit. I actually see a star in there. So another sensory bottle might be this one. This one also looks almost like the ocean. I have some oil, some water, some blue food coloring, and I have different shapes in there. And again, you can see that they are closed with duct tape. This one's a neat one. This one's sand, different color sand, and there's a little bit of glitter in there. And when I shake it and I look, oh, look, I see some seashells. I have some seashells in my beach sand one. Oh, and there's the sunshine, and now you can't really see anything, but you can see what you can find in there. And then I have another one. This one's a number one. Again, I have a little bit of oil, mostly water, and in here there are all numbers. Oh, you know what? The numbers are hiding at the top. And you can see some water beads in there too. So you can see the numbers there. So those are some types of sensory bottles that you can use. Adults can use them, children can use them. Anybody to just try to calm down or focus. If you're having a rough day at work, you have a sensory bottle on your desk, you can just play with it. Forget about all your worries. I have some books that I would like to share with you too that you can come to the library and get. So this one is called How to Build a Hug, and it's a story of a professor. She's a college professor named Temple Grandin, and she's very famous, and she's famous for talking about living with autism because she has autism. So this was written by Amy Guglielmo and Jacqueline Tourville and illustrated by Giselle Potter. That's one book you can find about autism in the library. We also have this book that's titled How to Deal with Autism, and it's a kid's book, and it's written by Lynette Robbins. Talks about having autism, or if you know someone with autism so you understand them better. Here's another one that we have in our collection, Kids with Autism Spectrum Disorders and Their Parents. So this is another kid's book written by Elizabeth Verdig and Elizabeth Reeve, and it's a survival guide. So it gives you lots of great information inside, lots of pictures. So if you know someone with autism, if your child has autism, if you have autism, even if you don't, even if you just want to learn more about it, come into the library and check books like this out. And this was titled Autism and You, and it was written by Diane Friedlander and Karen Burke. Now, we also have books, since we talked about making a shaker bottle, we also have books about music and rhythm. So this book is called Bats in the Band, and this is an awesome book, and it was written by Brian Lies, all right, about bats in the band. And then another book about music, Drumbeat on Our Feet, Drumbeat in Our Feet, excuse me, and it was written by Patricia Keeler and Julio Litao. And it was illustrated by Patricia Keeler. So make sure you come to the library and check out some of these books. We've got lots of things for you to learn about. So thanks for joining us today, and I hope you enjoyed making your sensory bottle or your shaker bottle. Hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.